Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up this week, we're going to talk about Disney Vacation Club member cruises and whether or not they're worth it. Coming up next, from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the DVC Show. The DVC Show is brought to you by the DVC Store. For more than 25 years, the DVC Store has been helping people buy and sell Disney Vacation Club. Visit them online at dvcstore.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio here in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined this week, as always, by my good friends, Miss Jackie Gailey.
Hi, guys.
And from the DVC Store, Mr. Jerry Saito.
Hello.
And so it's no secret I'm a relatively new DVC member, and I'm just kind of discovering all the things that go along with that, and happen to be on the Disney Vacation Club site recently and noticed that there's a member cruise that's getting ready to go on sale in April. I'm like, oh, let me check that out. And they had the point charts, which, you know, we've talked about it, and anybody who does any amount of research will find out very quickly that using your points for cruises, Adventures by Disney, hotel rooms that aren't DVC, not a good use of your points. It's not really worth it. So I looked at the cash value, like what the cash price is if you want to, as long as you're a DVC member, you're able to go on the cruise. And if you don't want to use your points, you can pay cash. Now, this is an Alaska cruise sailing out of Vancouver August 24th of 2020. And I'm looking at these prices, and I'm like, those don't look right. Those look awfully high. And, you know, we're talking about Disney Cruise Line Alaska cruises, which already are far higher than anybody else sailing Alaska. So I went and I looked at the price of the Alaska sailing just before it, August 17th. And compared
Non-member cruise.
Non-member cruise, normal DVC cruise. And I was stunned. We are talking a premium, depending on the category of stateroom, of anywhere between 12 and 30% more expensive. Now, I've never done a member cruise. I really don't know much about member cruises. And so my initial response was, they are out of their minds, which I think is what the response, in all fairness, some people, when they look at Disney cruises, especially like Alaska, even the Caribbean, even the Bahamas, and they look at what they can get on Royal Caribbean, what they can get Norwegian, Princess, Celebrity, you name it. They're all much less expensive. So people will look at a Disney Cruise Line price and be like, you're out of your mind. Adventures by Disney is another product that people get that sticker shock when they see, wait, what? You know, how much? Right. And it doesn't include my airfare. And we say with those things all the time, it's in the experience, and it's so much better than what you experience on these other tour companies or these other cruise lines. And I know that because I've done both. I've done Disney Cruise Line. I've done other cruises. So I can speak with authority on that. But that was not where my head went when I saw this. I just went, are you kidding me? So I went on the boards, or DVC forum. I went to the DVC Miscellaneous board. And I posted, our member cruise is worth it. Well, wow. Some interesting responses.
Our knowledgeable group.
And you have, well, almost like, and then after I posted that, I happened to notice that somebody else had recently posted the same question. And I was reading that thread, and a lot of people on that thread were talking about what a ripoff they were, and they weren't worth it, and they weren't worth it, and blah, 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 blah. And then I was looking at the responses starting to come in on the thread that I started. And to just give you an example of some of the comments against the member cruises. SMJJ wrote, we have now done 3 member cruises and we're not doing any more. Sure, they're nice, but very expensive and in our opinion, not worth the extra cost. I guess never having done one, you might want to try it yourself just to say you have. For us, it seemed like each one of the little extras were less and less each year, and the constant sales pitches were more and more. On our first several years ago, we received a lot of nice extras in our stateroom each day, wine glasses, leather-bound albums, and the such. On the one they did 2 years ago, it was reduced, in their opinion, to trinkets. And they, did enjoy the interaction with other DVC members and made some good friends. But in the future, they'll just do the Disney cruise and forego the member one. And I saw a number of comments like that the perks, in their opinion, weren't worth it. But then came the people who felt the opposite. And I thought this was interesting. There were a number of people who have commented they love these member cruises.
Yeah.
And that they're more expensive, but they're more expensive for a reason. Mm-hmm. That you get to, just some of the things I've heard them talk about on previous cruises. Directors from Pixar films come and do panels. Imagineers come and do these really, these special panels about the history of Disneyland. You have, they get Broadway folks from the Broadway productions of Disney shows to come do entertainment.
Yeah, it's amazing.
One person suggested, and I don't know if this is accurate on all of them or if this was just one, but they actually limit the number of guests on board. And that also there's a lot fewer kids on the DVC cruises than there are on average Disney cruise going out, like on the Wonder or the Magic. You're looking at 600 kids on every sailing. And so when the argument was made that, yeah, it's more expensive, but there are all these extras, these things you're not going to get on a regular Disney cruise, it made me start thinking about the arguments I make in favor of Disney Cruise Line and Adventures by Disney. And some of the people posting on the boards, and I know I'm going off on a soliloquy here, but some of the people posting on the boards were saying that they feel that if they speak up that they like the member cruises, they're afraid they're going to get shouted down by the people who don't. So I was glad that more of these people were posting, because I was genuinely not looking to start anything. I just wanted honest feedback, and God knows they'll give it to you.
Oh yeah.
So what do you guys think? I mean, we're like I said, we're talking about. I want to pull up my.
One person said on that thread late last night that they got to meet Roy O. Disney on their member cruise on the Dream back in July of last year.
Well,
which is
unless they rolled out his reanimated corpse, I don't think that the timing's accurate.
July of 2018.
Was he still alive in July of 2018? I thought he died before that.
I don't remember what month it was.
Okay, maybe. But I know Roy Disney was dead last year, right? Am I?
Let me look. Well, this person could be wrong.
Okay, I could be wrong too. Maybe God, if he's still alive, I'm so sorry. But I thought he was dead.
We have a lot of clients who will call in and talk about the Disney member cruise, and they have a wonderful time. They love their experience. They have nothing but good things to say. But yeah, it's extremely expensive. So not really sure, if it justifies the added cost. but you don't hear negative reviews. I mean, if anything, the negative is just the cost.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Right.
Yeah, she's mistaken for sure.
Yeah, when did he die?
He passed away Roy O. Okay, so at first, for a minute, I thought she might have been confused, but Roy O. Disney passed away in 1971.
Well,
Roy E. Disney
that's who I was thinking of.
Passed away in 2009.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So she must be mistaken on who that was. So now I'm trying to work out. Well, who did she? Nobody's corrected her yet, but somebody will.
Like I said, unless they did
you're
some.
Right.
Don't they have the Roy E. Disney suite on the boat? Maybe they
Roy O. Disney.
Roy O. Disney. I might have walked past
the Walt and the Walt suite and the Roy Disney suite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the two
she says the
presidential
highlight
suites.
was getting to meet Roy O. Disney, so that must not have happened. She also says that the cost of the cruise,
Or maybe there was a seance.
you
and
never know.
They summoned him.
The special experiences.
You know,
I mean,
maybe that is that would okay. You know what? If that's what they're doing on member cruises,
Hey.
I'm all in. I am all in.
I mean, can you imagine the possibilities?
let's do a seance in Palo and summon Roy O. Disney.
Right?
I'm all in with that.
Yeah.
I'm all in with that.
Quite an
That's
experience.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then she also says that the cost includes gratuity, which is interesting.
No. Honestly,
Usually cruises don't include that.
my original post on the boards was, unless they're carrying me around that ship on a litter,
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going to be worth it. However, reading what's being said about the member cruises, I feel that it really is worth me trying it and seeing.
Yeah.
The only problem is that period of August next year is conflicting with something else. So here's the other thing I don't like about the member cruises, and I don't fully understand. You have to pay for it in full at the time of booking. There is no deposit. You have to. So not only is it this expensive cruise, but you gotta. That's one chunk.
Yeah.
And you're talking. I don't have the numbers up in front of me. I don't know why. I had it, and I don't know what I did with it. Oh wait, no, it was in a different app. Never mind.
And something to note, if you are going to purchase through resale, you can't book the member cruise with a resale purchase. So just be aware that's
Right. Yeah, you have to book direct through Disney now.
Well,
If you bought a resale prior.
prior to 2011, you can do the member cruises, but if you buy resale now, you can't book the Disney Cruise Line.
Right, you have to. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to do a 75-point direct contract and then add on my stuff through resale, so that I could have access to some of those experiences.
Yeah, because you're not going to use your points toward that anyway.
No,
you're going
right.
to pay cash
No,
for it
yeah,
because
no.
it's a better.
Your point conversions are terrible.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's better to pay cash, but it's just more expensive for the member cruise if you're paying cash. But nonetheless,
Yeah,
you have access to it.
But so I think the only way for me to know, I'm trying to work on if I can move something around next August and do it, but I'm seriously thinking about it now.
Yeah. Because I mean, people say that the experiences that they do are really, really worth it. This gal is a Platinum Castaway Club member, so she's been on quite a number of cruises too. And I mean,
Yeah, and that's important too for people that have been on. I've done the Alaska sailing with Disney 4 times, I think,
nice.
and I know, and I've done it with Royal and Norwegian a few times. Hands down, Disney's the better experience, no question about it. Once I did Royal or Norwegian, I realized, oh, that's what you're paying for. That's why Disney's more expensive. It's just better.
Yeah.
So I get that. I would love to hear more from some of you that maybe have done member cruises and tell me what you enjoyed or didn't, whether you thought it was worth it and why, or it wasn't worth it and why. Podcast at disunplugged.com. Of course, you can always chime in over at disboards.com. Check out the DVC forums down near the lower middle of the page, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's a long list of forums that we have
Lots of fun topics.
on those boards, but they're very active, and I got to tell you, what an amazing community of folks
Yeah.
there is. I am so impressed with those boards.
Yeah.
Very proud of them. Very proud that they're ours, and the community there is phenomenal and very helpful and very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And very opinionated, but I respect that because, much like myself,
The quality of content is spectacular.
it's second to none.
It
Really
really
and
is.
truly. And it's not just because I own it.
No, it's real. It's great.
It's phenomenal content.
Yeah, I mean, there's fantastic posters and moderators that religiously go in and update the information. They keep it updated. They, you'll find notes in the titles of some of the threads that say, be sure to look on page whatever, and, for new info. And I mean, it's really awesome. So they're really dedicated and really helpful.
Yeah.
Makes it nice.
No, I just got a good text. I'll tell you about it when we're done.
Hot diggity.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the DVC show, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, Send us your comments, suggestions, questions. If you any topic that you'd like to hear us talk about on this show, podcast@disunplugged.com, and head over to the DVC forums on disboards.com. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again next week.